Hey everyone, me Kevin here. The IRS just released a new update on the $600 Venmo and PayPal rule. A lot of people have been asking about the details for this, and here's the latest. First of all, it's been delayed. This is good news for a lot of folks who were wondering if they were going to get a 1099-K. Yeah, in case you haven't heard of it yet, there's this thing called the third-party settlement organization rule. It's basically a fancy way of the IRS saying, we want to tax you when you get paid anything over $600 through things like Venmo, PayPal. It could be as much as $600 on Etsy for being a seller, eBay, Airbnb. Anything you get paid over $600 for, organizations that pay you that money have to file a 1099-K by January 31st of each year for the prior year. So basically, if you got paid, say, $2,000 from your buddy, and they were just reimbursements in aggregate amounts, then there's a chance they could show up as something that needs to be reported on a 1099-K, which means you have to report it as income on your taxes, and then that means you need to come up with offsetting expenses, otherwise you're paying taxes on this sort of stuff. It's a disaster. Now, the critical way to separate a liability for these $600 reporting requirements is when you're sending or receiving payments and they're personal payments, make sure they're sent as a personal payment. The goal of this IRS rule is to basically capture payments that side hustle people get. So, for example, maybe you hung Christmas lights for, a bunch of people, or you did yard duty for somebody, or, you did some electrical work or some plumbing work on the side. Those are the sort of amounts in excess of $600 when they get processed as a payment to a business that the government is saying, hey, we want to capture taxes on this, so we're going to make businesses that support these sort of payments, again, Airbnb, Etsy, Venmo, PayPal, report to the IRS when payments of over $600 were made to one particular party. That's how they're calculating it. It's going to be based on one particular party in aggregate. Now, the IRS just released a statement that they are actually going to delay this by about a year. The way they suggest is that 2023 will be considered a transition year, which removes the requirement of reporting transactions over $600 that were categorized as for business to the IRS. Now, there is an exception to that rule. Any transactions over, I believe it's $20,000. Yeah, here it is. Look at this. Originally enacted in 2008, there is still going to be a requirement for any transaction that exceeds $20,000 or the number of transactions with one particular party exceeds 200. So, for example, if somebody paid you every single day for babysitting your children, and you paid them in the for business measure, let's just say theoretically, right? And you paid them every single day for 200 transactions, that would apply, as would payments over $20,000. More realistic, this 200 transaction count would be a way to say, hey, you had $250 transactions, let's say, which is 10 grand. You're selling stuff on Etsy. We want taxes on that 10 grand, right? That would be the more realistic way to implement or to expect that to actually end up being taxable. So there is a way that you could still get reported by Etsy or Airbnb or otherwise if you have more than 200 transactions or 20,000. Otherwise, business payments of over $600 in aggregate, that's in total, to a specific payee will be reportable in 2024, unless, of course, they kick the can down the road again. The good news about this is it basically gives you more time to separate your personal and business Venmo and PayPal transactions. Basic bottom line is, as you go into 2024, just make sure you know when you're sending somebody a payment as a for business, not only are there usually charges associated with that, but you're probably going to be triggering this 1099-K form. This is also important for those people who are operating side hustles where they're regularly getting paid. They're on Etsy, they're on Airbnb, or otherwise. But for now, it's delayed by another year. Thanks so much for watching this update. And yeah, I lost a bet on my hair with myself. I made a mistake. We'll see you soon. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Bye.